Good morning. It's Friday, September 5th, and I wanted to explain why I wrote an article that some of you did read on Facebook. A good friend of mine in Toronto named Janet Fanaki of Resilient People, she lost her husband several years ago to brain cancer. She's been amazingly active, and she has done newsletters, promotional, and then, I admire Janet Fanaki. She's from Toronto, and we be in touch every, 6 months or so. We get caught up on Zoom. But the other thing is that just a couple years ago, she lost a daughter on top of it. This beautiful woman who never complains, has never ever complained, goes forward, is positive, has led a wonderful life helping people. I just wanted to read, even though this article has been posted on my Facebook page, I felt it important to give you the reason why. And it's because I was asked by Janet to do this because several of her friends who are widows said that they were stuck. That was the word Janet used and told me about. She said, "Susan, would you write an article and help people how you got through Jeffrey's illness, over 30 years ago, his death, and how others can get through it," because she said several of my friends are just stuck. And I know that feeling. Stuck is not good. You don't want to be stuck in any situation, but when you are, there are things you can do and you must do to get unstuck. So this article, if you want to read it, is on Facebook, my Facebook page. It will be eventually, once I read it now, it'll be put on my YouTube channel, Susan Mintz. But I've had a calling for the week to do this and haven't known how really or what. And then I said, "Susan, just do it. Whoever listens, listens. Whoever doesn't, doesn't. But you must do this because it's part of your positive thinking and energy that you put out." And so I want to read this article. And I'm going to be looking down, needless to say. And it's called "Moving Forward After a Loved One's Loss" by Susan Lee Mintz. Wow. And the other reason is you're all going to know loss. You're all going to have a loved one's loss. I don't care who you are. Get it through your head right now and hear me, because I know what I'm talking about. And I'm going to be doing a lot more next week on what I'm talking about. Hear me. You will lose someone you love. You can deny it. You can hope it doesn't happen. You can pray yourself through it. But I'm telling you now, be prepared for something that will hit you like your own personal hurricane. But you are going to experience that loss. And when I talk about what I'm going to be talking about next week and the week after, hear me clear, because I'm going to be giving you the stuff, the feelings that I have and the way I think, and then maybe the way God thinks. But I know one thing, that this article could help you to share it with everybody. Don't think you're going to be the only one experiencing grief. So here it is, moving forward after a loved one's loss. On August 17th, 1994, my husband and best friend for 25 years passed away from AIDS-related pneumonia. For 2 years, we both knew the eventuality of his passing, but capitalized. When it happened, I was frozen, numb, and robotically functioning. Where do I begin? Sadness, depression, emptiness, and continually asking God why, capitalized. Why him and not me? I was lost. As the months and the years passed, one day I realized that I really had moved forward. There still was that hole, in quotation marks, in my heart that to this day nothing has nor will fill it. But I had gone on. I called hospice and began volunteering for them. Hospice helped me, and I wanted to give back. I volunteered for the American Red Cross, Cancer Society, and other organizations where I felt I could assist. Helping others to cope with their challenges was a way to start healing, my healing process. Volunteering helped me accept that life does go on, and you, capitalize, don't know where it might lead. I went back to the gym, lifted weights, and rode my bicycle. I rented movies, met new people, and I spent more time with friends who knew what had happened. Exercise, spiritual strength, and prayer helped to ease my troubled heart. Though I went back to things that were familiar to me, I had to make the changes and remove those, quote, triggers, unquote, that could send me over the top. Those triggers could have me crying for days. I changed supermarkets, hair salons, music, and restaurants where we used to eat. My parents were alive, and I flew from Boca Raton, Florida to Albany, New York every few weeks. But the most important thing I did was write. W-R-I-T-E. I documented daily what was happening to Jeffrey, and journaling it was a cathartic. For 2 years every day, I wrote in my journals until he died. Decades later, I finished my memoir entitled Committed to Love. Eventually, I wrote another book entitled And I Held Their Hands with a Hospice Heart. In conclusion, I say, quote, find your own way to grieve and go on, end quote. You were put here for a reason, and your life has meaning. I did not know how to cope for so long, and though it still hurts at times, I know I have done the best with my life I could have. I give God all the praise and honor because, capitalized, He guided me through the darkness. Do not let anyone tell you how long it might take for you to get, quote, unstuck, end quote. You will learn what you can do and what you can't. You will never put yourself into situations that you know will cause you great sorrow. Find your own way, because if I could do it, so could you. Dr. Jeffrey A. Mintz, I know, is looking down on me and saying, well done, Susan. That's the way it has been, and that's the way it will always be. I will always tell you that write in your journals. Journaling is an amazing way to get your thoughts out of your head. If you want to speak into your phone and listen to yourself back as if you're your best friend, whatever it takes, don't get stuck for too long, or you will find yourself in a dark, dark place that you may not be able to dig yourself out of. Surround yourself with love. Give to places where you can. And just remember my words. Don't let anybody tell you how long it might take for you to get through, though you never fully may heal. Please go to SusanMintz.com, my website. Look at my books. Check out my books. Check out the library, the photos, and my YouTube channel that has all the previous podcasts for 2 years, almost 60 podcasts that I've done with Ricardo Jackson. So please go to SusanMintz.com and my YouTube channel. This will be posted, this video, on my YouTube channel. But if you want to read the article, do. And please, please find your safe place for love. The times we are in are very challenging, and I will be talking about them starting next week. I have a lot to say about what's going on. Some of it is going to piss you off, and I don't care about that either. But some of you are going to have to think, just like I'm asking you to think about this article. Get unstuck at some point and move forward. Much love. Check out my YouTube channel, my Facebook, everything, and the books. But much love, shalom, and just keep yourself in prayer as much as you can and surround yourself with love. God bless you all.